morning, everybody. This is yet another episode of The Wisdom Day. The Wisdom Day with Dr. Anil Bajpai, the CEO of Prestige Education Foundation, Indore. What do we talk today? I've been wondering for a while. And while I was wondering, I recalled a story. Marie Antoinette, the Queen of France during the Revolution, once said to her husband, "If you can't give them bread, give them cake." Obviously, she met her end at the guillotine and was beheaded. But that was the kind of wisdom that she had. If you can't give them bread, give them cake. Appropriateness. This is the topic that I want to address today. Appropriate technology for the nation, appropriate activity for the people of the country, appropriateness in everything that we do. Is it okay to absorb? Is it okay to follow? Is it okay to copy everything that has been done somewhere else? Not necessarily. We Indians are vegetarian by and large. A large population only eats vegetables and fruits. And yet, we try and copy the non-vegetarian cuisine from the Western world, or even from the Chinese and the Eastern activity. Why? Why should we do that? There is more than enough variety in vegetarian cuisine. Believe me, much more than any non-vegetarian kind of fare. So what is important? Why vegetarianism? Why appropriateness? Why am I talking about all this? I'm talking about all this because today we are faced with a dilemma. We are faced at the turn of the century when we are looking at something called Industry 4.0. What's Industry 4.0? Industry 4.0, which incorporates artificial intelligence, deep learning, blockchain, and all other associated activity that comes along with development of computer science and engineering. Will it change? Will it change the world? There have been lots of articles about kinds of jobs that will disappear. There will be no typists left. There will be no clerks in the accounting departments. There will be no managers. In fact, a few areas of medicine like radiology will disappear because computers will do everything. Artificial intelligence will make a radiologist redundant. This is the threat that's been looming large for a few days already. How much of it is real and how much of it is imagined? Let's take a look at what Darwin had said. Darwin had said many years ago that there will be survival of the fittest and evolution shall take place in the species. Now, if that was to be true to the last dot, there should have been no monkeys around, or there should have been no fish around. If the fish had evolved into crocodiles and crocodiles into dogs and dogs into horses and horses into monkeys and monkeys into men, then why do monkeys and men coexist? Which means that even after evolution, the older species still remains. So while we say that yes, artificial intelligence is going to take away a lot of our jobs, it's not going to eradicate everything. It still will have a lot of room for what is traditional and what exists today in this world. The last couple of years have seen a great amount of technological advancement in bringing education to your bedroom or to your living room through Zoom, web, and Microsoft, Google, whatever else that comes to mind, plenty of platforms of video conferencing. One to many, one to one, all kinds of technologies came into existence and have been used considerably because there was no movement. But do you think, even for a moment, and this is something where I pause to ask you this question, do you think, even for a moment, that the colleges will disappear? Do you think that the universities, the structures, the brick and mortar will disappear, only to be replaced by screens of different sizes in front of you? Believe me, no pandemic is that powerful to take away the basic human nature. Universities like the Oxfords, the Harvards and all other established of yore have existed for more than 300 to 800 years. And they have seen not one, they have seen 5 pandemics. And they have not disappeared. You may say that there was no technology at that point in time. Yes, I agree. But let me tell you something. The touch and feel, the learning through peer, the ability to look into the eyes of your professor, the ability to reach out to your neighbor and talk to him or her is something that cannot be replaced. That is something that will remain forever. And this is why I will maintain that please do not be threatened, do not be frightened by various articles and typical activity that's going around in the media saying that robotics will make lots of jobs redundant. Yes, they will. But they will make the dangerous jobs redundant. A furnace which is at 1800 degrees centigrade is very uncomfortable for the operator. Robotics will make that easy, will replace that job. Yes, you're talking about Tesla having created driverless vehicles. Will it succeed? I do not know how many of us actually want to have a vehicle with no driver. A, we will take a lot of time getting used to it. B, do we want to take away the pleasure of driving? No. So therefore, that Tesla will produce a car that doesn't need a driver, but the remaining vehicles will also continue. Technology keeps on evolving, but technology always retains the vestige given by the conservative prior world before that technology came into being. And that is where the human technical interface comes to play. I heard a statement many years ago which said the machine is only as good as the monkey behind it, and when they meant monkey they actually meant man. So the man-machine interface is what we're talking about when we're talking about artificial intelligence, when we're talking about robotics, when we're talking about deep learning, when we're talking about machine learning, when we're talking about blockchain, when we're talking about all these new tech areas which lots of countries are already talking about industry N.0, not just industry 5.0 or 4.0. What are you going to do with all that? Are you going to take away that interface? Are you going to challenge that interface between man and machine? I'm afraid not. That interface will always remain. That interface will be what will create new opportunities for all of you growing up in this century. So, I would like to emphasize, re-emphasize and conclude with a simple statement, and that is, do not despair, do not be scared if you are technically challenged. There are many of us who will be technically challenged, who are non-engineers, who will not be looking at the engineering aspect of everything that's around you, who look at facts as facts, who look at basics as basics. You will have a place in society, and your place will be the human interface between man and machine. With this, thank you very much. Till we meet again for another episode of the Wisdom Day from the Prestige Group of Institutions. Signing off, Dr. Anil Bajpai.